Kevin, thank you so much for talking to me about the Uchi app. Now, I talk with coaches all the time on my program called Coaches Corner. And I'm finding that coaching is simply, or it's more than just a one-on-one. Sometimes it's one-to-many. So a coach brings in a group of people to do group coaching sessions. Now, my thought was this Uchi app would be a great add-on to better help the peers in a group coaching session really talk and learn from each other. So I was thinking, who better to ask than you as to how that would actually work? How would that actually work in a group coaching session?
Yeah, well, thanks so much for that question, Keith. That is a perfect application, yet another perfect application of the Uchi app. So, coaches typically specialize in a certain area and they get clients who typically tend to have things in common, right? Maybe it's a group of people who are struggling with depression or with suicide ideation or an eating disorder or just, you know, kind of lost in life and not sure what direction to go in or whatever the problem is. It could be business, it could be school, it could be anything, right? I mean, there's coaches for everything now, which is a wonderful thing. I think one of the most powerful elements of coaches and the people that they serve is that commonality, and then hearing the stories and hearing how different clients are working with their problems and challenges and overcoming them or struggling with them. And when you know that someone else has a similar way of thinking or similar experience as you, no matter which way it went, when you can share that and you can get ideas from each other and you can learn from each other, that is such a powerful way for people to learn and grow. And when a coach has a group of people like that, they can really bring those people together in conversation. The thing about, what's happening so much and what we focus on so much nowadays, really primarily, is in-person connection, in-person events, live, real-time interaction. And that's all well and good, and I love it. And, we're doing it right now, which is, beautiful. But if you have a 1 hour group coaching session per week, what's going on in the other, 176 or whatever the number is, hours in a week, right? What if you could have more regular conversation that was guided? And that's the power of Uchi. So a coach could easily set up an Uchi tribe with their clients, and you would only know the name of the tribe members. You wouldn't have any other information. Only the coach knows the email address of everybody, but everybody else does not get each other's information. They would just know like their name. And that's the name that they submitted into the Uchi app when they logged in. And the coach can come up with a handful of questions. And when the coach combines a group of people with a group of questions, that's an Uchi tribe. And they can all answer these questions. It's the written word only. There's no video, no pictures, no audio, no like buttons or hearts or anything like that. It's only the written word. And when you have a chance to write out your answers to these questions that the coach comes up with, and they can be topic related, like subject matter, like depression or eating disorders or whatever it is, or they can just be fun, get to know you questions. Because the more we get to know each other as people, the more we trust, the more we relate, the more we have things in common, the stronger our relationships. It doesn't just have to be around the topic or the behavior at hand. Sometimes it's even more powerful to not talk about the behavior at hand. And it brings people together so that they start to feel more comfortable to dive into those deeper, harder issues. So the coach can bring people together in this group. The coach is part of it. The coach has to answer the question also, because the two main rules of Uchi are you can only read the answers of your Uchi friends or the people in your tribe, and you can only read an answer if you've already answered that question. So you have to participate in order to consume. And now this asynchronous writing of answers and reading each other's answers and conversing can happen throughout the week, but on your own time. Whenever you have a few minutes here and there to answer a question, read some answers, comment back and forth, it's a great adjunct. It's a great additional tool in the toolbox for coaches. And one of the best things about Uchi is that anytime you answer a question, you're journaling. And the therapeutic power of journaling is well established in the literature. I mean, there's decades and decades of research showing how powerful it is to journal. And I'm doing this because you're typing it on your smartphone app or on your tablet or on your Chromebook, but not on a computer, because Uchi is a dedicated app. But by journaling first, you learn about yourself. Actually, earlier this morning, there was another review on the Google Play Store about how powerful it was that this person wrote in for answering questions and how much they learned about themselves, and then how much they've been learning about their loved ones reading those answers. So that's what a coach can do. Bring a group together. Everybody can share their perspective, feel heard, feel understood, have deeper conversation, do it asynchronously through the week, and then, meet every week for your 1 hour group session. And one last thing I'll say is Uchi is not a therapy. It's not, and it doesn't fall under any kind of HIPAA guidelines, because it is not health insurance related. It is not, there's nothing to do with healthcare or health insurance. It's really just about relationship building and sharing your perspective and feeling heard. So that's another way that coaches can really take advantage of the Uchi app.